Okay, welcome back to World Cup action. This is game one of Canada versus the Netherlands. Xyrix versus Jan. So I chose this game as one of the two that I'll do some commentary on because I quite liked it. It seems like there's not a lot to do on the board, but it turns out there's a bit of subtlety and nuance to it here that I didn't pick up on it straight away anyway. So my initial thoughts looking at the board here. By the way, Xyrix is from Canada. Jan is from the Netherlands. And like I said, game one, so the score is 0-0. Looking at the board, Sona Avanto seems to be the big thing there. You could get your trashing done with it, mostly is the reason why. Alternatively, Blessed Village and Rabble draws. But the big deal here is that there's no plus buy on the board, so you really have to kind of search for gainers. And the best gainer, well, best here meaning most versatile, is Changeling. So mint gains, pillage gains you spoils only, but Changeling gains you any card you have in play. And Changeling is a pretty tricky kind of card, especially now for me because I'm getting used to it. Anyway, let's see what the players get up to here. Jan opens with Sona Settlers against Xyrix's Sona Silver. Just fine, right? So Jan purchases a silver here to get the trashing going. Xyrix sees his Sona with his silver straight out, which is always very good. Doesn't always have to happen that way. But it did for him, and he gets up to 5 here. Picks up another Sona. So here, interesting point for Jan here. Here he could have gone for a mint. And an interesting thing with mint and changeling on the board is that you can buy the mint, trash your coppers, then convert that mint into a changeling. I felt like if Jan had gone for that play or kept the mint, either way, trashing the 5 coppers, he would have been in a very, very good position, I think. You don't have to hustle Sonas and Avantos to get draw, and as long as you have a Sono 2, your trashing should be up to mark, especially given that you trashed 5 coppers. This Blessed Village has Rabble for draw as well. Maybe that might be a bit more reliable later into the game as well. But anyways, we don't have that line by Jan. He picks up, I believe, a Sona on that $5 hand instead. Probably not want to lose this split, which is all well and good. So for this portion of the game, the players now hammer the Sona and Avanto pile quite heavily here. And this is where we have the first departure from that. So Xyrix with less than $5 goes for a Changeling. Good card here because it gains. And one of the things that I noticed with the Changeling is that, okay, if you get the mint, you could mint silvers and convert those silvers into Changelings and then use your Changelings accordingly. On this board, I missed Tomb, so you get rewarded even more for trashing here than usual. And because of Tomb, it also allows for some, slightly different opportunities to score here, which comes into play later on into the game. So Jan gets a nice hand here, able to connect all his Sonas and Avantos, and it means he's gonna win that split. Three Sonas, 3 Avantos. Believe he buys the Avanto here. He should really. So a little bit not ideal for Xyrix, having less of the Sonas and the Avantos, but shouldn't be a problem. There's Blessed Villages, like I said, and Rabbles on the board. No problem at all. So a bit of a stall turn here for Xyrix. He goes for the Rabble here, which I think is good. Rabble also punishes your opponent for greening here. Getting those green cards on top of the deck makes it that much more difficult to connect things. So not the Rabble, my bad. The Blessed Village, and this is the start of something very nice by Xyrix. Yeah, the Blessed Village. You'll see it when it comes up. So the end game here. Somebody asked in the chat, Harry Parry, I think, asked, okay, so what is it you do when you're in Jan's position here and you've gotten clean? And then RTT pointed out, okay, here's what you do: get a mint, and then mint gold and buy ritual to trash that gold, which nets you 8 points overall once you trash the curse. So you get 6 points from the value of the gold, 1 from trashing the curse via tomb, and 1 from, well, removing the curse then from your deck. So that's overall plus 8. Plus 8 is more than plus 6 in a province, and you also don't have to worry about stalling as much. So last turn would have been a good opportunity for Yan to pick up on mint, as is the opportunity here for Xyrix to pick up on mint, as is none of them do pick up mint, though they do pick up gold. And here is the nice little interaction between Blessed Village and Changeling. I didn't see it straight away, and I don't think it was pointed out in the chat. So he used his changeling on to gain a blessed village. Then he exchanged the blessed village for another changeling. So what that does is it gets him a boon and a point because he trashed changeling via tomb, of course. So that's quite nice, and he can do that as often as he likes here. Eventually he'll find a nice boon, particularly the plus buy one seems to be very, very good here. Very, very good. Also, the gain and boon will do good work for him. The one that you have to discard a treasure to gain a 4 cost. You could gain another blessed village, another changeling, and that should put him in good order here. So another gold for Yan. He has 2 golds. Cyrix only has the 1, but that's fine. He does pick up a rabble here. And what Yan is going to start doing here is get very clean, get rid of the last copper from his deck, as well as the settlers. I think that's a good move. At this point, the settlers doesn't do very much for you, just makes it more difficult for Saunas and Avantis to connect. And he starts in on the provinces. Now, the way Yan has constructed his deck, he can't do anything other than buy a province or buy a ritual to trash a province. However, Cyrix has a slight advantage in the changeling. He has an extra gain, and the changeling, every time he uses it, is going to get him an extra point, and he uses that blessed village trick again here. Very nice again, gains the silver off the mountain, but turns that in for another changeling. So he has 2 changelings in his deck now, 2 gainers. Very, very nice. And that means he gets to trash 2 more. So the whole changeling pile kind of represents 10 extra points there if you manage to go through all of it. And it doesn't seem unreasonable that he will be able to go through all of it. So Yan continues along with his plan. You know, he's gotten clean, he's gotten enough money for province, and that's what he wants to do there. Cyrix followed him last turn with a province of his own, and he will do so again here, but he is incrementally catching up via the changelings. Incrementally catching up via the changelings because he trashes them now 2 here every turn, and he gets a little bit ahead of Yan on the tomb points. So same trick again, Blessed Village, and he'll take the plus card for the next turn. Excellent boon to get there. And here another Blessed Village. The sky doesn't really do too much for him, but once again he could exchange all of those blessed villages for changelings and make full use of the blessed village boon without actually having the blessed village in the deck. So province number 3 for Yan here, we are going to see province number 3 for Cyrix here, and you know we're at the brink there. Yan obviously doesn't want to buy the penultimate province to give Cyrix an easy win. So Cyrix there with a slight advantage in points. Wins gift is an excellent boon to pull up at this time here. Excellent, excellent boon to pull up. So Yan realizes that he can't pick up the penultimate province here, and he starts to make the play of going after rituals to trash provinces to get 8 points, right? Well, plus a little bit more because you trash the province, you get 1 from Tomb. So he does take the curse, but whatever, you'll trash that. That's just more points via Tomb for you. So Cyrix here, it seems like the path for him is very clear. He could follow Yan on the rituals until the curse piles get low or empty, and then all the while trash his changelings and get the full 10 points out of that pile. However, Cyrix does something that he doesn't need to do here, and it is in fact losing. He goes after the penultimate province here, and he trashes his changeling. Maybe he thought, well, definitely he thought that Yan could not catch up. A tie would not even suffice, but that is not the case here. Yan is actually able to trash 2 cards out of his deck and buy the last province to win here. So Cyrix didn't have to make that play. I felt he could have just followed Yan all the way till the end, milk the changeling pile until you get full advantage, and then see what happens from there. But as it turns out, that is how game 1 ends. 1 point, or the first game goes to Yan and to the Netherlands. Alright, so thank you for watching.